Okay. Grinder. Don't ask me any questions.
That's the title. That grind on me. That's a title right there. Grind it. It's like let's trim the fat and get to the meat of the matter.
My whole 90s R&B 2000s just was traumatized.
Welcome to the Love Is Podcast with your host, that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and her co-host, the lovable a-hole, that's right, I said lovable, Mr. DK Walker, where they will be discussing love, relationships, family, life, sex, self-help, and what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because love is everything, and everything should be loved. Now to today's podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's your girl, that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the lovable asshole, in all caps, Mr. DK Walker. Sir, say hello to the people.
No, I don't want to say hello to people. I'm just trying to, you all caps. So what part of my name is in all caps? Is the lovable part or the asshole part or the DK Walker part? Like, let's get this understood. Like, yeah. Asshole. What part is in all caps?
Asshole.
Must we emphasize the fact? I mean, I just think that's a bygone product of, my upbringing, my age.
We're not gonna buy the selling.
Me being cynical. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't want the people to know me solely as that. I have a heart, people. No matter what comes out of my mouth, from past episodes to future episodes to this current episode, I have a heart. So I need you to look past my bullshit. Look past me being ornery. Look past all that. You know what I mean? I have a heart. I just tell it to you like the way that, may hurt your feelings, or may even hurt my feelings, but it'll get told. But anyway, people, what's going on? We're still in the midst of this pandemic, so I pray that everybody is being smart, using common sense, washing their hands, brushing their teeth, scrubbing their ass. Yeah, all the above.
Guess what I
did? I'm scared to ask because there's no telling.
I went and got my Chewbacca eyebrows done.
Okay, so a few podcasts ago, if y'all, I by now we should have some loyal, faithful listeners. But a few podcasts ago, Karen, she bucked trend, jumped out the window and got her wig done. Right, she got a wig done, and she was like, she was kind of feeling a certain type of way because, the ensemble wasn't complete. And what I mean by ensemble, usually when she gets her hair done, she follows that up with getting her eyebrows done. So once again, breaking code, risking lives, all for the sake of vanity. I mean, talk to the people about that. And we're joking, but like, I understand the need to, like, it's a struggle.
Listen, this is how I present my face to our clients. I have to look good when I'm on Zoom. I look like a brand new shiny cup of pity. I mean,
I'm like, what the? Okay, so
listen,
I'm stuck.
This is all for the business.
Oh, okay. That's the lie that you're living in, so it can be truthful to your ears. Got you.
That's how I'm selling it to you.
I mean, that's cool. I have no problem, calling bullshit when I hear it.
This is how I present my face to the world. This is how I present my face to the world. And whether I have a mask on, half of it, listen, you can't see the lower half, so the upper part from the nose up has got to be right. So these Chewbacca eyebrows, listen, it had to be done. Somebody had to make sure.
Well, do me and the listeners a favor, right? And I need y'all to be honest. Don't save her feelings. Like, we're not into that. That's the problem now. People always want to be politically correct and find the right thing to say, and just like, really want to be nice about it. So, Karen, what I want you to do is post a picture of your eyebrows on our IG account, and people, I want y'all to weigh in. Was her bucking trend of social distancing worth her getting her doggone eyebrows did? And so y'all say that it wasn't, then let her know that, like, you could have done better. Or you can be like, yeah, it was worth it. So we definitely want to hear from you, and we will definitely once that's done, we're definitely going to read back some of those comments.
We can definitely do that, because trust me, the after is much, much better. You can also text us your thoughts and feelings about me going out during the quarantine, other than to get supplies, like it's some sci-fi movie, to 715-1645. You can also use that number to text us only your questions, thoughts, feedback, anything you want to talk about. Also, if you want to and you need to, I definitely think you need to ask DK a question at any point during our podcast. You can email him at askdk@nlpublishing.com. That's askdk@enelpublishing.com. There really are no holds barred to his email, but let's remember he's a family man, wife, child. Please don't, have death threats have to be sent as a reply. And also, if you, maybe feel a little bashful asking him and you want to get a hold of me, you can email me at theloveispodcast@nlpublishing.com. That is theloveispodcast@nlpublishing.com. You can also follow me and see my Chewbacca eyebrows versus the clean version as well on my Instagram page at the Jamacian, DAJAMERCIAN. Or you can follow the Love Is Podcast at the Love Is Podcast at Instagram.com. However, the jerk to it is the _love_is_ podcast. You can follow the lovable asshole at.
Oh, stop. You don't even got to get that handle out. I'm actually about to change my handle, about to change my name and give me a new IG account.
What?
Like I was thinking about, yeah, exactly. So I don't know how it's going to fly. I don't know where I was at when I was giving this thought. I'm like, because it was my usual IG handle was Books by DK, but I haven't written an erotic thriller in a good minute. So, for branding purposes, I think I'm just going to start a new IG boy, and it's going to be the lovable asshole. Point blank period. That's what this, of course I'll probably use A and something because I don't think they're going to let you actually curse. I'm not sure. But long story short, no, don't even bother. Hit me up on Books by DK. Like, by the time you hear this, the lovable asshole will be up and running, and it will just be like me. So it won't be so much me trying to sell my books or whatever. Just it'll just be me. So you can hit me up over there as well. So by the time you hear this, if nobody has that handle, it'll be some form or variation of the lovable asshole. I'm a half a century old. So for the rest of my life, I'm going to embrace all things me. From this point forward, it's the least I can do because I owe me that. I wasted at least doggone 15 years trying to be nice. or politically correct. So.
I thought you were going to say you're going to embrace all things social media. I was about to get excited for about half a second.
What? Stop. Okay. So I no, I'm going to give somebody a jewel, right? I'm not sure there's somebody. So you just said that you thought I was going to embrace all things social media. And, if you want to running any type of business, right, social media is needed. Even if you have a brick and mortar business, social media is needed. But, for the people that's out there that's producing content, and this is not me, I heard this somewhere, so I don't want to take credit for it. That's my thing. You got to be smart. Like if you're producing content, then you don't want to be consuming content that's not relevant to what you're producing. So like, please, by all means, embrace social media because that is the way moving forward, and no matter what business that you may have. But in the same token, you don't got to consume bullshit for the sake of bullshit. If it's not in your lane, miss it. But that takes dedication. You know what I mean? To only subject yourself to whatever lane that you're in, whatever brand that you're trying to build, whatever business that you're trying to really make pop. So yeah, I pick and choose my spots, but I do promise you, Kern, and the podcast listeners that I will definitely be more active on social media. And, you taking over half of all that we do, this empire that we're trying to build will allow me to do that.
Right. And if you cannot not get enough of us, which is very possible. I like us. Other people like us. You should like us. You can follow us on Facebook at The Love Is Podcast as well. However, it's a little busy with that. So you can look for a logo that has a heart ripped into with a pair of headphones, or you can add us at Love Costs Nothing and Everything.
Bet. Yo, and all these handles we're gonna definitely put in the show notes. We didn't say that the previous 4 podcasts. So even if you don't hear this, no matter how you listen to this, you'll be able to find all of our handles and information that we are going to share in the show notes. So it's not a loss if you don't. You may be driving, listening to this, or whatever the case may be. So, but we got you covered.
Yes, and you definitely can find me on Instagram, I pretty much think I've already transitioned my name over. It's as KK Reynolds. If you search for me by that, you should be able to find me. But again, we're going to put all of our information out there so you can follow us and you can share our social media links so your friends can follow us. And we will all be following each other on social media. And I'll be excited because
ain't that some stalker?
Because I'm a stalker.
That's some stalker shit. No. That's what you just
no, I'm not very stinging the police today.
You know what I mean? Listen, looking in windows.
I'm not stinging the police today. No. I'm not just, Billy Ocean. Get out of my dreams in the market. No. We're not doing that today. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Hey, you're even old enough to even know who Billy Ocean is. You just like you're just a lover of music.
Listen, you not gonna come for me. You not gonna come for me about ageism.
I'm just saying, oh God, Jesus, ageism, thisism.
Yes.
Anyway, this generation here.
I'll send you the cliff notes. But my parents are Jamaican, so of course I know Billy Ocean. Like, that's sacrilegious not to know. That's like saying you don't know who Bob Marley or Peter Tosh is. Like, come on now. They're like basics. They're basic. Those are Jamaican basics. 101. But yes, I know Billy Ocean because my parents are Jamaican. And they played him a lot. Along with Phil Collins and a whole lot of other things. So yes, I'm very well versed.
Hey, see.
In my music culture.
When you say, think about it, because I'm old, right? And y'all gonna hear that a lot, but when you say Phil Collins, of course, the first thing I always think about is Air the Night, Miami Vice. That's the first time I ever heard that song. And it was just, I need to go find that.
Everybody in their drum solo. Everybody right now.
That's epic shit right there. You hear me? That's epic. I promise you.
Do your air drum solo. Not now, but right now. Right. And everybody waits for it. Everybody waits for it, no matter where you hear it played.
I think that was the ultimate wait for it moment. I think that was the original wait for it moment. I honestly do.
You will roast somebody for going too early. Like, that's the pettiness of it. It's like everybody knows the count. You know the count to it. See, that's what you get for coming for me. That's what you get. And speaking of coming for folks, we're moving on to my favorite segment.
Is that COM or CUM?
That's CUM. That's CUM this time. This time it's CUM. My favorite part of the podcast.
I'm going to come for myself.
See, this is, of course, when I go to pause and here you go talking. See, that's what you get. That's what you get for trying to be slick.
One thing you should always do for yourself. That's for just me personally.
Listen, keep that same thought process. Here we go. This is the section where we call "What the Fuck News," and of course, y'all know I come with the craziness in all shapes and forms. So, this is a very interesting one, DK Walker. The New York Times posted this article the other day talking about health agencies offer tips on sex during the pandemic. I know. I thought it was pretty interesting. They collectively took notes from all across the world on what everybody was doing to help, in the words of Prince, help other folks to get off. So the Netherlands has advised that singles find sex buddies, acknowledging that human touch is important, and the guidance said that two parties must be in strict agreement about limiting the spread of the virus. I don't know which virus they're referring to, but hey, I'm hoping it's Corona.
Okay. But wouldn't that still hold true for mostly all things? Like, you want to limit, especially if you're having unprotected sex. So how is that new information or even useful information if that's the practice that ones should be practicing anyway? No matter what.
That's what they put out. I just read the news, sir. I don't create it. I don't write it.
Just because it appeared in the New York Post doesn't make it official. But please, I digress and keep reading what fuck news.
The country's health, this is still in Denmark, the country's health chief gave his blessing to even casual sex encounters through the pandemic. In New York, Los Angeles, and other New York cities, however, officials there are recommending masturbation and suggest avoiding sexual contact with people in other households.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it gets better. San Francisco officials recommend limiting sex to your main partners or partner. In Washington, the mayor's office told residents that having sex with a live-in partner was okay, so long as they first check to make sure their partner is also feeling well. Sex and close contact will be waiting for you when you're feeling better.
Let me take your temperature. Let me.
Right. Like, are you dressing up in a nurse's costume? You in scrubs? Like, what we doing?
role play. That's a beautiful thing, right? Like you might as
Listen,
well go
y'all
all
give
the
it a
way.
pass. Y'all give it ideas. Oh, but it gets better. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the bedroom, Oregon took it one step further and created a poster with graphics. Oh, and it's oh, Lord, it's a good one. I had to chuckle. So it's called "Sex in the Time of COVID-19," and so of course there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. One is wash your hands. One is called press pause. One is called use condoms. The other one is called selective kissing. The other one is get off while maintaining your social distancing. And then there's one called "You Are Your Safest Sex Partner." Now, the reason this one stands out is because of the graphics they used. It is literally a bottle of lotion, a magic wand. If you don't know what that is, go Google it or contact your nearest Pure Romance provider. 2 fingers, a phone with a scene on there with the play button, and yeah, that was their
graphic.
Yeah.
So
Oregon Health Authority posted this
I'm not mad
on Twitter.
Exactly. So do me a favor, if you can actually borrow that graphic and repost that on our IG, I would greatly appreciate that. Greatly.
Oh, yeah. Gladly. Would gladly save that photo to my phone. And have it be updated to the cloud. Let's pray the kids don't access it anytime soon.
I'm just, it's like, I think everybody needs a how-to sometimes. We all need a how-to guide. And I think that graphic is just a how-to guide to get through during the pandemic. That's all. We won't give that too much energy, but
no.
Yeah.
No. Moving right along. In the same vein, the best dating apps for 2020. Now, these are things you don't have to worry about, DK Walker. But these are things that I'm not worried about either as a single female. I'm not for the swipe left, swipe right, tap, double tap. Listen, I'm strictly Instagram. Like, I'm not for this type of social interaction. But, I'm not knocking anybody's hustle. So the top dating apps are as follows. Tinder. Not Tender. DK. Tinder. Tinder. There is now Facebook dating.
What?
Yeah, when Facebook did their new update and we got that whole little care emoji, there's a Facebook dating app in Facebook. And Facebook already is Big Brother, so I don't need you trying to hook me up with nobody or anything at all. I'm not, no. And especially now, have you seen, I don't know if you paid attention to your Facebook page, but have you seen this thing where you can create rooms like Zoom?
I seen that. Yeah, I'm married, so I try my best to.
Yeah, that's equally
creating. Rooms.
Yeah, don't create nothing. Don't do it. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of screenshotting, and we're gonna have a whole lot of the next what the fuck news is gonna be about folks who got caught in the DMs with that foolishness.
So
and I'll be gladly reporting.
As well, you should. So that should actually be no real talk. That should actually be right now we're doing a PSA for the people that may be excited because of the new add-ons with Facebook, right? So just do yourself a favor. Don't post nothing that you don't want coming to bite you back in your ass later, no matter who room you enter. Make sure no matter who room that you enter, make sure that you're well protected, pun intended, as you enter that room.
I felt like there should be some music playing.
It should be.
Following up Facebook dating comes eHarmony. After
what,
that,
they still in business? You think of eHarmony, you think of senior citizens. I'm just being real, right? You think of eHarmony
because the spokesman is old.
No. The whole name says nothing about energy. eHarmony, like what the fuck?
It sounds like a greeting card. It
exactly.
Really it sounds more like a greeting card. I don't know. I think they were ahead of their time. They didn't want to come off.
No. It's too edgy. True, I get that. I promise you. And then their target market probably fell in line with the whole eHarmony, the harmonious relationship. Blow it out your ass. Keep moving.
Okay. Grindr. Ask me any questions.
That's the title. That grind on me. That's a title right there. Grind it. It's like let's trim the fat and get to the meat of the matter.
My whole 90s R&B, 2000s just was traumatized. Okay, Cupid follows up behind that. There's one called Ship, Dating Made Fun Again.
Ship.
SHIP, like you get on a ship. Here's a good one. Taste Buds.
Who open wide?
Ew. You're so extra. This one I actually like for all the wrong reasons.
You talking about I'm extra? Yeah. I wonder why is that your favorite? I digress.
This
Please,
one is my favorite. Coffee meets bagel.
Okay, see that's coffee meets bagel. So that lets me know that we're whoever's on there has glasses and they have this scarf around their neck and they have these really small laptops.
And you know what? What's funny is that the girl that's on here is got like the perfect bleach blonde hair with the beachy waves, and that's a girl who's got curly hair and glasses. So
stop! So you just the whole like
you might not have been too far off.
I know I wasn't, and I've never even heard of none of this until you brought this up. But I promise you, when I heard that, I already knew the demographic they were shooting for. Like the name says it all. Like it's not hard to piece it together. I promise you, it's not.
Listen, I'm just a coffee fan, and I like a good bagel. Listen, what can I say?
So it sounds like to me that you may be opening up an account.
Take a gander, girls been
right. You may be opening up an account so you can find you a future nerd.
A bagel. I can go find a bagel.
That's what you call it?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna call it this year. We've got one called Hinge.
Okay.
There's one called Raya.
What?
Yeah, I don't make these. Match. We all know about Match.com. If you are a football fan, they have like 900 commercials during Super Bowl. There is Bumble.
Okay.
Like I guess Bumblebee, which made me think of course
I just said okay.
Transformers. This one's called Happening, but it's HAPPN. Oh Lord, here's a good one. Plenty of Fish. We all know that one. It's going by its acronym POF. Wait, what was the chuckle for? Oh, Paul. The League. Don't ask me about that one either. I don't know.
I like that. That sounds like some superhero sex type shit. That's just The League. You got all pro exactly. Instead of the grunting noise you usually make with the arch in your back. I'm about to
The cape sold separately. Cape sold separately.
I promise you, man.
Listen, please don't let them come after us for making fun of their name.
No. But what you have to understand is that it's a part of, and I don't want to go down. This is for another podcast, and some things that we have in the works. But it's definitely trending towards the new norm. Definitely trending towards the new norm.
Whoa!
What?
I was just reading about it. It says once you're a full-fledged member of the league, the fun begins. While there is a free option, most users opt for the paid membership option at $99 a month or $350 a year. That's a kiss my ass right there.
No. So when that happens, I haven't been on it. I don't know. Like, so when Karen does the WTF news or what the fuck news, like all this is new to me. So I'm just going back off what for that much, yeah, it's virtual sex. I'm sorry, a virtual nipple tug, something got to be virtual for that price. I'm sorry.
$350. Listen, Linda,
something has to be something. I don't know.
They pick and choose. He better come with an 850 credit score and a Maserati, a brand new.
What? CC? What the? Oh, stop! Like, pause.
Yeah.
See, but hold on. No, I just can't let you shoot that shot. Like, why does his credit score has to be?
Why can't $350 a year? Yeah, he better come. No, he can't be Pookie cousin.
Why can't your credit score be 8? Whatever.
Who says why is it?
I'm not, but why does the onus has to fall on the guy to have this shit all the way together?
Because we all living in the leader in the relationship.
Oh, stop!
Yeah.
Your voice was annoying as the bullshit that came out. Look,
right.
So I don't subscribe to that, but I promise you that in itself is another podcast as well. We ain't going to go down that rabbit hole, but I don't know. It is what it is. He got to have
Well,
his shit together.
listen.
Can't we have our stuff together? Can't we, plural, have our, plural, stuff together? Or can you have your own shit together and I have my own shit together before we come see you in M together? It could be me.
It could be. Okay. It could be. But, here's my whole thing. With all of these, apps and whatever, there's always going to be that one brother, that one sister, that one person who's going to say, to hell with this. I ain't paying $350 a year with shit. I'm not paying $350 a year. And they're going to do the good old fashioned slide in the DM. I'm not even mad. After seeing a $350 price tag to slide in somebody's DM for free. No, thank you. I will be a rap song lyric. Thank you very much.
Ooh,
I will be a rap song lyric.
Right. Speaking of that, I just thought of something. Just came to me like a song I wrote. Shout out to my man Biggie. God bless and rest. Look, so anybody that has had, and you don't got to put nobody on blast. I promise you, we're not. So send us all the crazy DMs that came into your DM. Like, we don't want to know who said what, so you can just mark their name out. But send it to, give me an email address. The Love Is Podcast email address, please, Karen.
The Love Is Podcast at nlpublishing.com. That is the Love Is Podcast at enelpublishing.com.
Right. Any doggone like that just can't, because I want to read what's been what's been said in somebody's DM. I'm pretty sure something's very humorous or shocking has been said.
You want me to send you mine?
You got anything? Matter of fact, if you got your phone on you right now, you want to crack it?
It's in my hand. Oh, it's in my hand.
Mode.
It's not. Listen, I don't listen. If I send this to you, you cannot call me after the podcast and curse me out.
No. You don't have to send me anything. You can actually go to your phone and read something.
No, I ain't got to open my phone. I know exactly what I'm thinking of, and I know exactly where it came from.
Okay, but could you read it verbatim?
That's the thing. I can't read it. It's not a readable text. It's a visual. Let your mind wander.
I'm a man. It's quite all right. You
need me to describe it?
No, I mean, some female listener may, but I'm good. But okay, do you have any text that you can read?
Oh.
But back to what you just said. Okay, cool. How long was that that they sent you, and what were your reaction to that?
He got blocked.
I would think, but then again, who knows? You might have asked him out for coffee and bagels.
No. Nope. Okay. So this is how the DM started. So he said to me, which how Facebook works. It's like it goes into your filter messages. So somehow I figured this out. So he's like, "Hey, I like your style. Saw you in this group on Facebook." I was like, "Oh, thanks. You're welcome." Next thing, I get this black and white blurred picture, and it took me a minute to figure out what it was. And I'm assuming this is his chest with his head turned sideways, because that's his chin. There's a little bit of light. So I'm like, and I sent him question marks because I was confused. Like, what the hell? He says, "What does that mean?" I said, "I'm confused." He's like, "I liked your picture, so I shared one. I know you didn't ask me for it, but I hope you don't mind." So of course I did my typical face palm emoji. He goes, "That means," he goes, "I don't want to assume what I think it means because I only see partial message." So I still don't respond. Within a day or so, his penis. And then he keeps texting me, and I never said a word thereafter.
Okay.
That's the most salacious one.
So, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, we know it goes down.
To single life.
Yeah, well, hey, somebody has to be that way until that way is that way. How did that make you feel? Did you feel like, of course, that's wrong? I honestly think what social media has done has killed the ability to socialize. I honestly believe that, right? I do. Because how do you get a chance to actually work on your social skills if you only thing that you're doing is your head is down and you on your computer, on your phone, whatever case may be? Like, how do you actually enhance, game? How do you actually enhance, courting? Like, how does any of that stuff works if you only thing that you're doing is you're having clip conversation? using emojis. And then if you don't know what the emojis mean, you can easily be in or you can be way the fuck out. And then when all else fails, like let me just send you my dick. If you like, yeah, either you with it or you ain't. Like, so
I clearly wasn't.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, like, what happened to courtship? What happened to getting to know a person? What happened to how do you even go about meeting the opposite sex nowadays?
Listen,
and I'm gonna put this ball in your court because I've been married for a great minute now. So how does that whole dynamic work?
It doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, I feel like the scene out of the movie where he goes, "You want to see a dead body?" And that dead body literally is courtship. Social media has made it so easy for a guy to be his true self, which is not always a good thing because you have to really account for, like for me in a dick pic, like you send me a dick, you say hi and the next thing I see is your body part. I'm offended because one, you might not even be my type. There might not be anything remotely attractive about you. And now I've got this 6 to whatever inch paraguana in my inbox. Like, I don't know what I'm how am I supposed to address this? How am I supposed to feel? Like, is this what you would do outside? Like, if I saw you at the grocery store, you're just going to whip it out? Because if you do, I hope you get arrested for public indecency.
Okay, cool. But once again, we're on social media now, man. What it's like, okay, like there's a very old adage, old saying, you know, I think it's an army, be all you can be in an army. So something to that effect. Anyway, long story short, I think what happens is like you get to just trim the fat and get to the meat of the matter of what it is that you want, right? Because we're living in a social media day and now we have microwave tendencies. That means we want instant gratification right now. So instead of me taking the time out and going through the rigmarole, and most of the time it's just the rigmarole of, hey, how you doing? How's the day? Oh, you look beautiful. Oh, those pictures of such and such. Like the small talk. Like, so the small talk goes out the window and it goes fast forward to this is what I want. This is what I need now. You down and you not. And let's not act like women are not accommodating with that, right? So some are, some aren't. But I think for the long run, I think that really enhances, or that really, I won't even say enhance, that really drives home the dagger of killing courtship. Like, how do you even approach speaking to somebody? And I'm talking about just out and about, because if we all know that we're going to, like you just read a whole list of the top dating apps, right? So you could be in line and think about, okay, I'll give you the whole breakdown, whole scenario. You could last night on your knees praying, God, I just need whatever. It could be a guy praying for a female. I just type of female I need. She can be A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever. In turn, the female could be on her knees praying, God, could you send me somebody, right? Next morning, get up and whatnot. Both of y'all in line at Starbucks and then both of y'all prayers. And then if you think about it, the person that you pray for is your type, but she's right in front of you. The person that she prayed for is her type. I mean, he's right behind her. But now one of y'all would never fucking know because you're on your phones with your head down. Like you just wouldn't even know that your prayers got answered, and you less than, of course, it's not even during those times. It's not even social distance, so you're closer than 6 feet. So God then gave you what you asked for less than 24 hours, but you so doggone attached to your phone with your head down on one of these dating apps that what you prayed for is right there. You just turn around and say hello. That's the fellas. That line right there, it never goes out of style. Hello, how you doing? Have a nice day. It's real simple. Like it's not too much, not too little. You don't got to think about it. It's a conversation piece. I promise. It's always the greatest conversation opening. Well, I apologize for whipping out the man meat and sending it to you in the DMs. I'm pretty sure you was like, oh God, really, dude? But in the same doggone token, that's just the barometer of where we at in this society now.
And don't get me wrong, I get it. Like with Instagram, it's just pictures. You just see pictures, you see portions of somebody's life. But at the end of the day, especially for girls, we spend a lot of time with pictures. Like, case in point, like when we were doing promo for the podcast, I went out with my girlfriends. They made how many videos? I can't even count. They wanted to go, through every course, they wanted to go on and on and on. And I was just like, listen, I just need y'all to pass my phone around, make your video yourself, and let me eat. But because they wanted to be at the right angle, they wanted to do this, do that. And the same thing as far as social media. Like, we always want the best filter. We want the best light. We want the best image that we can put out there. But the interpretation of that is not your dick pic.
True. So we always hear, No, it's not. It's not. I'm in total agreement being a man, right? So do females actually, I don't even know what you call a pussy shot. What do you call that? Do they have a terminology?
I don't know. I don't know. You gotta ask. Oh, male listeners,
So once
we
again,
need to know what that is, because I don't know
right.
what that is.
So women, I'm talking to you women now, right? If you ever had the balls to just send a pussy shot to a guy, you only got to put yourself on blast. Just hit us up on the email joint and let us know, like, I've done it and this is what it's called. But what happens, I think that, a female, she can hint to something and then the guy she can hint to something and then the guy will ask. So therefore, just like, he's going to already ask. And that's kind of, the way that we're wired. Like if I'm going to maneuver him to ask what I want to give in the first place. Whereas guys, we don't want to maneuver. We just want to say, ta-da, and that be it.
And then the look on the woman's face is of sheer disappointment.
He had high hopes.
He had high hopes. He had high hopes. And we're like, oh.
He had high hopes in spite of his shortcoming.
Okay, literally.
Like,
wrong. I understand that there are women who do that. Like they approach guys how guys approach us. But again, I don't understand I guess in my mind, I'm still very conservative on that, or I'm just normal to some degree of like, hi, hello. Like my go-to line for a guy is, oh, your cologne smells nice. And of course, then that's it. That's all I need. I bat my eyes. I smile.
Yeah, right. It doesn't take a lot. Like I promise you. I think a few podcasts ago, I'm not sure which one it is, I spoke of, well, maybe I didn't. That it's a terrible old saying, use what you got to get what you want. Like, sorry. Like you don't got to use that to get, you don't. Like what she just said, the smile, bat in the eyes, like it's real subtle stuff that really will pull a guy in. Like if you want more than, to be on your back, sooner rather than, later, you might want to go back to, like flirtation. Flirtation is, I think, just how courtship has died. I think flirtation has died too. I mean, meaningful flirtation. I think that art form has, went by the way like jazz, like courtship, flirtation, and jazz. This is to me is just dead, and I miss them all. I promise you. I think what happens is the bond is much more meaningful, has more substance when it's done. I won't say correctly, but when it's done with the intentions, than having instant sex. Like I like her for her. Like there's some dope ass females out here. Like I promise you, like a real live dope that can add real live value to your life. I don't give a damn, her bra size. I don't give a damn how fat her ass is. I don't give a damn about none of that. Like if you just took the time out to see what she got to offer you, like so we're living in this day and age. There's a lot going on, and this new term that everybody, and we're gonna definitely touch on this on a future podcast, is people being entrepreneurs, right? And it's a sexy thing to say. Right. So if you're really serious about, and during these trying times in the pandemic, it would be smart for you to get a side hustle. You like stop waiting on stimulus checks, stop waiting on the government, stop waiting on your 9 to 5, because you show this time right now is showing you those things are not stable. So the only thing that you can count on is you, first and foremost. But back to the topic at hand, instead of looking at a female for what she can do for you while she's naked, see what she can do for you, fully clothed in front of a laptop. See what connections who she's connected to. That's first and foremost. And you'll be surprised. And then you may even branch off into y'all being sexual, or you may not. But don't always reach for the low-hanging fruit. Like,
right. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Why go for, like, and the whole thing about it is this: sex is great. If it's done right, listen, it's fantastic.
Even when it's done bad, it's okay. Even when it's whatever.
Because listen, I'm giving you the female perspective, because when it's done badly, what ends up happening is it becomes a conversation at mimosas and brunch on Sunday. And then that's how your business gets told all over the city.
What happens is it depends on, okay, it's done bad, but you have to understand, if I'm going in and I'm just racing to the finish line and you're not right behind me and I cross that finish line and give you that ta-da moment, then I don't give a damn how bad you said it was for you. It was never about you in the first place. It was about me racing, and you should have been right there hand in hand, and we could have our da-da-da moment together. But as though you was back there looking for this doggone huge moment that, like, please, like, yeah, catch me if you can. But I digress. I'm not speaking for me personally. Like, I'm speaking for a friend in them.
Thank you. Please tell him, us women were really not that appreciative of that quick, less than 15-minute hunchback of Notre Dame move.
It depends on who you are to me and what you mean to me, right? Let's keep it a buck.
You can't say that. I mean, from the man perspective, you can, but you can't say that because you're married now. You've been married, so.
Right. I'm speaking from, let's get this clear, because family and friends will be listening. I'm talking about way back when, past perspective, okay? But, shit, like, just, no. Let me keep it 100. That's my thing. I want to keep it 100. There's sometimes, like, when me and the missus, we're going to do whatever it's going to do, and then in her mind is we're going to cross all our T's and dot all of our I's, and my mind is like, I'm tired. I got to work the next morning. I'm racing to the finish line. If you smart, you gonna hold my hand. Oh shit, you let go. Oh, I'm done.
This is like the scene out of Harlem Nights.
What's that?
This is the opening scene out of like Harlem Nights, where she was like, "Let's make love all night." He's like, "How about we do it really hard for?" I forgot how long he said, and then go to sleep. Yeah,
he told the truth. Like, you get to a certain age, you like, what? You didn't bump your head. But let's spin this back. So
like 45 good minutes, and you better get yours, and I'm going to sleep. Like the hell?
Pretty much, right? But let's spin this back. Like, I think my co-host will co-sign that we do believe that courtship is dead. Matter of fact, that is the name of this podcast. Is courtship is dead. Long live the DMs. But so I guess my question to you is, how do we bring it back? If you had to start a movement, because we got a lot of movements out here nowadays, right? How would you bring back the movement of courtship? And then we're only speaking from our perspective, because I'm pretty sure there's somebody listening to this right now like, no, courtship is not really there, but then they're speaking to whomever is doing it right by them. But if you're looking at the totality of how the sexes interact, it's not how we were raised. So we're not saying this new way is wrong, but we're saying it lacks substance. Right. And so without substance, you have nothing to build on, right? I promise you don't. And don't get it. Like, we always make it to be of the guy, like the guy chasing. And it is, right? But sometimes a woman will chase, but she doesn't make it obvious that she's chasing. 9 times out of 10, a woman is really good at what she does. She's doing more so positioning than chasing. So guys, we get it real twisted. We think that we're hunters. So we're going out to hunt. Women, the smart women that understand true game, like, I'm not talking about you other people that think that the best thing you got resides in between your legs. It's not. There's nothing special about it. I'm sorry. It's just not. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you about just like a dude that dick hang by his ankles. It's nothing special. It's just the dick, just like a pussy's a pussy. What makes those things special is who's it attached to. So when a woman's really on her game, the last thing she's thinking about is that I'm gonna get you by, like, I got you when I smiled at you. I got you when I laughed at your corny ass joke. I got you when I helped you solve a problem. Like, you're in my back pocket. So God made everything even when He made women a little more emotional than men. So, but if He didn't do that, then I promise you, we lost. Like, a focused woman, nothing compares to when a woman is on her shit, when a woman is on her game and she's not in her feelings, when she's in her bag of on her shit, man, when she sets her sight on a dude, like, what? There's nothing that we can do but, like, fall victim. That's all we are as men. And I know some dudes are not like, okay, if that's what you want to believe, that you met, like, she made up in her mind whether were you worthy enough when she first met you. So once you came with whatever line that you didn't worked on all night long, that you sit around with your boys like, oh, that's slick, that's dope, I'm gonna hit her with that and she gonna be feeling me. Like, she took inventory, real subtle, right? Like, let me paint the picture for you. She at the club with the girlfriends, you go up, so she see you coming, and 9 times out of 10, you feeling yourself, so you gonna shoot for the cutest one. So she see you coming, so she already knows who you're coming for. She got politely sip on a drink, she look you up once or twice, and then right then and there, she deems if you're worthy or not. Now it's up to you two, because the deal is already sealed before you open up your mouth. Now, you confirm the deal when you open up your mouth. Now, once you open up your mouth, you're like, she be like, I was wrong. Please, peasant, be gone. Real talk. Like, man, I'm just giving real game nowadays. I'm giving somebody that's listening to the podcast is probably wondering, what am I doing wrong? Like, why isn't things falling my way? Because you have to understand, she makes up her mind way before you even think about what you're going to do, right? And I think women, really need to remember their power. It's not your pussy. as much as Big Mom and them or the aunt that everybody talks about that's kind of loose in the draws area, talking about use what you got to get what you want. It's not. It's once you make a man reach for that higher fruit, so much more comes with that. You get you won't be having those mimosa moments and you dogging the dude out because he wasn't shit. It's not even the dude's fault that he wasn't no shit. It was your fault because you offered yourself as a low-hanging piece of fruit. Elevate your shit. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, you got needs. Yeah, sometimes that plastic boyfriend that's hooked up to the doggone battery cables that be blowing your back out, you need physical touch. And so your dressing drawer full of toys just ain't working. I get that, right? But control that. And this is coming from somebody that's, recovering porn and sex addict. So I know those things that you need can be controlled. You can put control, right? So once you gain control of yourself, you force all men in your life to act accordingly. And then when they're not acting accordingly, whatnot, you don't throw in a towel. You got the playing cost that has nothing to do with your pussy. It don't. It's for the simple fact that men like to conquer. So the thing is, the new game that you should be having them playing it's not about conquering me. It's about joining me. But ladies, have something to offer. Like, it's cool to play that game. It's cool but have something to offer, right? And then, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to let Karen, because I know she's like, this dude, does he ever shut up? No, I don't. Earlier today on the phone, Karen talking about, I talk all the time because, I'm the female here. So, cool, I'll wear that hat. I will be the female on the podcast. I promise you, this is what I'm born to do. I have no feelings at all. So, but ladies, if you believe that the best thing that you got going for you, right, is what's in between your legs, right? And that you want to listen to your auntie with the loose draws, not a problem, right? So this is what you do. Stop fucking eye level. Like, stop fucking eye level and start fucking high level. Don't be fucking a dude that's gonna bring you a bag or something, right? No. Fuck you that's going to show you how to get the bag of something. Like, if you have to use a physical, if you have to use what's on you to get what you want, use what you got to get what you want, then don't fuck somebody that's right at your level or below your level. That means you're gonna be continuously fucking to always get the bare minimum. And then you should only be fucking with guys that can elevate you anyway. If you got to go that route, and I'm saying you don't have to go that route. You got so many more gifts. Like, that should be because you want to, not because I'm feeling a certain type of way. That's just my 2 cents.
So I got 3 double backs. One, when you were talking about, you were giving the game, I thought what you were going to say is go after the ugly girl. That's a man tactic. I know that one.
Oh, that's straight up the playbook right there. You go after the ugly girl, making the
you go after the ugly girl, make the pretty girl feel jealous because then she'll fight for you. It does not work.
Oh, for sure. She gonna come because you didn't do what was supposed to be done. I got my hand up. Y'all can't see me because it's recorded. We're not on Zoom, but I got my hand up. That was my go-to tactic. I promise you. And I didn't go for necessarily. Let me keep it on. I didn't go for the ugly girl. I just went the one that wasn't the baddest one sitting at the table. I might went to the second baddest or the third baddest. Usually, if I really wanted the baddest, I go for the third one, right? And then not only will we dancing, we drinking, we having a good time. I ain't even trying to smash right then and there. I really still want to hit the baddest one. She's sitting there wondering, like, I'm usually the chosen one. Like Neo, I'm the one. No, not tonight. You'll be the one later. I'm playing the game. I'm getting at your friend because you surround yourself with people that you feel physically are less than you, right? So it's always the glamour one. Okay, it's like Beyonce and then Destiny's Child, right? So instead of shooting at Beyonce because she's B, right? Go after Michelle. That's the ugly duckling. My bad, Michelle. I still love you. That's the ugly duckling of the crew, right? So, and then B gonna be thinking like, what? Like, how he gonna shoot at? I'm beyond. You ain't gonna come talk. You ain't gonna try. I'm gonna tell you no, because this is what I do. But you're not gonna let me tell you no. Now like, females got the biggest egos ever. Don't get it twisted. When women get dressed to the nines, it ain't to impress a man. It's in competition to other women. Like, if you get an office full of women that's I promise you, they will go broke. Well, fuck their credit up trying to look better to be the best female in the office dressed. Like, absolutely. Really? And dude be thinking like, oh, she dressing up for me. No, dog, she ain't. Has nothing to do with you. Stop lying to you. You give yourself too much credit. You know what I mean? She in competition. Like, that's how women get down. But yeah, that's that playbook right there. You go for the second or third one, and then what happens is she want to know why not, and then she's going to get on your line. Once you get on your line, and if you're good enough, you close the deal. But it is what it is.
So let that be a warning to you fellas before y'all start jumping back in my DMs. The thorny chick knows the game. I got a whole daddy and a couple brothers. I know some of the plays out of the playbook. Don't try that one on me. It doesn't work. As far as women dressing up for other women, that's very true. My hand is up. Y'all can't see me on Zoom because I'm the one that calls Macy's and be like, hey, can you hold the new Michael Kors in the 8.5, please? I'll come by and pick those up after work. When I worked when I worked for the other company I used to work for, I used to wear heels and dress clothes every day. And that would be the first thing. People was like, oh my God, I can't believe you wear Michael Kors. Yep, $100 shoes every day. Yep, that was my thing. Still is. I just don't wear them as much because I don't have to dress up. I wear scrubs now. It's a much better trade-off.
Much better for your feet and ankles.
Yeah,
like your feet and ankles,
thank you. Nike.
Thank God.
I can't say that because Nike is now taking all my money. Now my sneaker collection is looking, I feel like I'm starting to look like Spike Lee's closet these days with every loud color there is.
Well, you just a shoe addict, so.
Yeah, I know. I got it from my mama. God help me. But as far as like a woman, like you said, you have to, I think what you want, you have to project. So when you start to use your head, a man will come for your mind. And the thing that guys don't get is that they think with a small head, and we say it all the time and men think it's a cliche. They think with their small head and not their big head. And the thing is, for women, love is definitely mental. If you can get inside of her head, and I mean, if you go read Donald Goins and all them, a pimp can get a girl just for the simple fact that he makes her think something. So if you can get into a woman's mind, the rest is really easy. The panties, you could have literally a 50 Shades scene where she take her panties off at the table and hand them to you. But if you can't get past, hey, ma, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. Sorry. I need you to enunciate every syllable. I need you to have a real name with a real job.
Hey, DK works for me. I'm sorry. It's a real name.
I'm not saying that, but you didn't run up to your wife and go, hey, mom, DK, how you doing?
I did. Okay, I'm lying. I did.
You was a lie, and you know it. I was about to say, go get Nikki. Go get her, because I want the truth, and I want the whole truth.
So help you God.
So listen, I thought you was going to hit me back with Jack Nicholson. You can't handle the truth.
Oh, that's my scene there for sure.
Know, right.
But nah, you just gotta be, what you said was a buck. Like, I promise you, it's really the mental scene. Same thing with a pimp, you know what I mean? Cause I still feel like you don't understand how does that work out. I'm talking to you, making you stand on the corner and give me money after you turn the trick. I like, what? There's no gun on my head? So that shows you how powerful words is. Same thing with a preacher. And some people might be offended. How can you talk about a pimp and a preacher? Like, both of them got to give the gap. Like, I don't shoot the messenger. Just shoot the person that sees the game that's being ran. Not saying that all preachers have the same game as. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, women, you're susceptible to words. That's what I'm saying. And once you know that you are weak for words, you're weak for spitting game. You're weak for compliments. You're weak for if you were Superwoman, which all women are, but your kryptonite is words. So you got to be real careful what you let into your mental, and then on top of that, you got to be real careful who's saying that. You got to realize, and then look at is this person's words matching up to their actions? That's like, if it's matching up, then okay, move forward. It's no rush in this. That's the thing. Like, if COVID-19 ain't teaching nobody nothing, time is man-made. And what are we all rushing for? COVID has taken a lot from a lot of people. There's a lot of people have passed, God bless and rest the dead, right? I will be the first to, acknowledge that. But, me being an optimistic person also sees the good in this situation. COVID has shown us that the rat race is nothing but an illusion. And so right about now, as the recording of this podcast, a lot of doggone cities is going into phase 2 of reopening the country. That's my newscaster voice, right? Phase 2 of reopening the country, right? But once we start to go back in, I just want you to think about it like we was on a rat race. It was you all this stuff that you told yourself that you had to do, and I'm going somewhere with this, so stay with me, right? So you told yourself, I got to be at work this time. I got to go to the gym after that. I got to. You were just in rush mode. You was just in the go, and you wonder why you come home, you're just tired, right? So COVID-19, this pandemic has showed you, you didn't really have to do nothing at all. You had an asshole full of time on your hands. So apply that same logic back to whomever the guy that's hopefully, keyword is hopefully, courting you. Like, okay, is his actions matching his words? Like, I don't care how good he looks, right? I promise you, it ain't about nothing. I don't care the promise of financial freedom, because he could be balling out of control, and you thinking like, I can get some bills paid, and it's cool. Like, I'm not. Once again, I ain't knocking the hustle. I promise you. If I could have a sugar mama or if I could, yeah, back in the gap, I would have. But yeah, I was never that dude. Never looked that good. So. But what I'm telling you is just to take your time and piece it all together. You will thank yourself in the long run, instead of thinking that, I have to, be with somebody. I look good enough not to be, alone. I should be married at this age. I should have kids at this age. Says who? Who lying to you? And then on top of that, who's lying to you, and why the fuck is you believing them? Like, why are you letting somebody dictate your life? I'm not placing blame, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade. And when we didn't gave you all our social media handles, we didn't give you all our email addresses. So any doggone hate, please address me. But ladies, I love you, but you're the reason that courtship is dead, because you made everything low hanging fruit. Let's call a spade a spade. It's just you accept the bullshit. And so in accepting the bullshit, if you tell me I can get what I want, whatever it is that I want from you, by doing the least, I'm not doing nothing extra when you told me I can do the least to get what I want. Why? Just like a kid. Oh, I just got to clean up my room and I get $10. Your monkey ass should be cleaning up your damn room anyway. Well, I got to pay you to do something that you're supposed to be doing. Right. So when you tell a guy, if you take me out, if you buy me this, we can fuck. What? That's how much you really think about it. So you wonder why, no respect to you or anybody else, but you wonder why it's cool now for a dude to flash his dick on in the DMs. It's like, it's cool. I don't even got to go through the dinner party and fake like I like you. I'm going to show you this meat and then you're going to be on me. Like, I didn't understand, on the cool, dicks are ugly. I don't understand how that is such attractive to be like, I got to have it. Like, what? This is where we at now? So you wonder why courtship is dead. Like, you wonder, you keep asking yourself where all the good men is at. Like, you control the narrative of the story. You can go ahead and be like, you know what? We're not playing this game. Each woman needs to make it up in their minds. Single women need to make up in their minds that they're no longer playing that game. I'm playing the game like I'm going to put my fruit highest upon this tree. And if you want to bite this apple, let's take it all the way back, even Adam and Eve. If you want to bite this apple, you got to get this ladder out. You got to get the climbing. You got to watch out for them snakes. You got to go talk to God about it. It's a lot of you got to go do to get this, because I'm going to put the shiny red apples, a bunch of green apples, right? Because people are going to hear this and be like, that shit sound good. I'm going to do it. I'm not. Okay, then this message is not for you. It's not. But for the woman that's wondering why she has disconnect in her life, then this message is for you. You take your apple, right, and you put it on top of the tree. Like one red apple on top of a bunch of green apples. And you let the guys go ahead and keep snatching that low-hanging fruit. But I don't not for once want you to think that life is passing you by. I don't want you to think that, everybody's having fun except for me. What you're doing, you're putting yourself in the best winning position possible for your heart, for your peace of mind, and for your sanity. Because if a guy, and I'm not saying make a guy jump through hoops, but he has to be worthy. And I'm not here saying all this because women and our listeners are predominantly women. Same thing with the dude. Kendrick Lamar said it best. This dick ain't free. Let's not get it twisted. It's a two-way street, right? But this same thing with dude, okay, cool. She got to work. What did she bring you to the table besides, great head? Once you come in, you still what we talking about? What? So
the lights are still due. The light bill is still due. The water still needs to be paid. The car note still needs to be taken care of.
I'm not saying that. I'm not against casual sex. I'm not, right? I'm not, because everybody got I just need y'all to understand what I'm saying. Don't make this always your go-to. Make a person at least get to know you. We don't even do that no more. Okay, here's my point. Some women have had sex, and men and women have had sex recently, and they don't even know who the person's last name they had sex with. And if you do know their last name, you don't know their favorite color. They don't know where they was born at. Don't know where they went to high school at. You don't know nothing intimate about this person. But you got a man to be listening to me right now, talking about, he don't know what you're talking about. Just forget what I'm talking about, and just turn that mirror towards your life, and you be like, oh shit, I didn't even know his last name. I just knew he blew my back out. Oh shit, I didn't even know her last name. Oh, she was my cousin. I promise you. What? It couldn't be. Get to know a person.
It happens.
Exactly. Get to know a person. So I don't know, man.
But I
like
have really answered your question about, what I felt towards why I think courtship is, dying. And really, I think it's because, and I say this all the time, we don't have the adult conversations. I don't think men of my generation are really having conversations with what we call old heads. I think like when I started dating, like seriously dating, and was marriage minded at the time, I had a lot of like married couples around me who were like, do this, 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 and this. And not in like, I'm going to tell you what to do, but like to better myself and to better my partner. Like, don't fight below the belt. That's a really good and positive lesson that you have to learn. Because sometimes, like if you were raised in a household that's, prone to fighting, my parents were very good verbal fighters, but they don't know how not to go below the belt. They will to whoever wants the last word and want it done over with, they will literally go for the jugular. They will go for the most hurtful moment and they're done. But when you raise kids in that, guess what? Your kids come out swinging. And we can go for the gusto. You get into an argument with me, you really want to get your feelings hurt? Oh, I'll take you there if you want to. That's not my intention. But just because I didn't know how to fight fair or how to communicate effectively, then, I would get ugly. Excuse me. And so, I always have a great, I guess, appreciation for like the barbershop, because I feel like, like when my brothers would go get their haircuts, they had real conversation. Like, dude would come in and he'd be like, oh man, me and my old lady, rah, rah, rah. We fighting, we this, we that. And all the older gentlemen would kind of chuckle because they'd be like, been there, done that. And they would give great advice. And I don't think because we as society aren't really putting that much back in our communities in that way, I don't think we're getting a lot back out. Facts. So those conversations you don't have anywhere. Like my nephew could go to the barbershop and he gonna hear about what goes down in the DMs. He's gonna hear about Meg Thee Stallion, which no disrespect to Meg Thee Stallion. Listen, I could only wish to have knees like that, but that's what he's hearing. He's not hearing about love. He's not hearing about relationships. He's hearing about whatever's hot, whatever, popular right now. Versus when I was a kid going to the barbershop with my dad and my brothers and hearing them have real life conversations, whether it was finances or whatever the case may be, they had real conversation. So I think because the information is not being passed down to the generations, of course, it's being missed. Without the lack of knowledge, people do perish.
Facts. I think, okay, pretty much what you said, I agree with. I think there's certain spots you go to and you still have that type of conversation, even amongst the younger generation. It's just that the way it's being said may be a little bit different. But for the most part, you're right. Like for the most part, you'll like at least 90% you walk in and what we talking about? We ain't talking about too much of nothing. So you really have to cultivate a community where that those life lessons is still being passed down. That's first and foremost. I mean, with guys and girls, like not only for the guys to, know what to do in certain situations, for the women too. Like I think women nowadays need to understand that they're all powerful. I really want a home, and I don't want to put the onus on anybody. I don't, right? I'm just being honest, and I'm calling a spade a spade. Like I was fortunate enough to be blessed with both of my parents. My father's no longer here with me. But my mother was pretty much raising me. Although I was in the house, she was just the disciplinarian, hands-on, like old school woman, like love her to life, back and forth. But I think what's missing is I don't want to take the younger generation back there, because everybody has to walk their own path. Everybody has to travel their own journey, right? But there's some things that you can learn from, Big Mama and them, from your auntie and them, good and bad. And you get to decide what I'm going to apply to my life. But don't throw everything away and I'm going to do this on my own and make it up as I go along. Like, I'm going to give you a life hack and a success hack, right? No matter where you at in life, and back to the entrepreneurship, like you're not inventing there's nothing new under the sun, right? Nothing. I don't care what you can name. There's always a core to it, and that evolved from something else, but there's nothing new under the sun. So this life hack to whomever's listening to this, like pick and choose what you're going to use. And like, okay, I'm going to apply this. I'm not going to apply this. I'm going to apply this. But when you try to do it all on your own, it doesn't work out the best. Like you can save yourself a lot of hurt and heartache by, studying somebody that's been through, or listening to the advice of somebody that's been through the bullshit. Like you don't just got to go through the bullshit because like it's a rite of passage. That's some bullshit. Now that's some bullshit. Like you don't have to go through being hurt. You don't have to go through like, he's telling you some bullshit just to get in your jaws. And you already, what it is, but you still, fall, prey to it. Like, nah, you like, listen, like there's somebody in your family that's been through a lot. They should be your best friend. I'm talking to a female right now. Like, go find somebody in your family that's been through a lot and just listen. Ask some questions, but more so just listen. And then you be like, you know what? And then you apply what you learned, because I promise you it's a learning moment. It's a teachable moment. Apply that to your current situations in your life. And then, like I said earlier, if the actions is not matching the words, then you know what to do. Now, if you choose not to do that, cool. You at least you were in a position to have you at least you was in a position to have a conscious decision instead of acting subconsciously.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, because today I posted on Instagram a meme that said, "Be impeccable with your word." And I was frustrated because I have two friends, and whatever the situation is between us, I was just like, listen, I'm irritated with you right now because you have basically in my mind one job. Like, I called you, I asked you, hey, could you take care of whoop-de-whoop? You said yes. 2 weeks later, it's not taken care of. If that was the case, I could have done it myself or got somebody else to do it. And I think sometimes because we're losing those old school values that you and I, DK, are raised on, like, be impeccable with your word. Look somebody in the eye. Have a great handshake. Be mindful of other people's time. You know, those kind of life lessons that if we don't pass those on, you know, other people, it falls in the cracks. And so because what we fail to realize, what this generation is failing to realize, is when nobody can take you at your word, then it's pretty much like crying wolf. Like, oh, you say you'll be there at 7. Well, I know good and well you're not going to be there till 7:30. So what's the point?
Facts.
I know that this person is not going to show up on time for dinner. I know this person's not going to do this. So then what that causes the other person to do is to stop investing in you, because now it's like, you really don't care about your presentation. You don't really care about being accountable for what you're doing. So why am I going to keep investing all this time, all this information, all this wisdom I have into you when I know at the end of the day, you really don't give a damn?
Facts.
You
on
really,
top of
really
facts,
don't.
on top of facts, on top of facts.
One of the best lessons I learned was, as far as a woman, was out of a movie. And the lady was telling her niece or her daughter, I can't remember which one it was, but they were starting to date. And she says, 2 things you judge a man by is by his shoes and his conversation. And I don't want anybody to be like, oh, she's the shoeaholic. So don't let the shoe, bother you. It's not the actual shoe. You actually need to know if a man knows that he's not supposed to wear his Nike high tops with a suit to a wedding.
Oh,
you need to make sure.
Stop.
You need to make sure.
I'm like, stop. See, usually after the hour mark, we usually wind down until someone will say something that we got to go in on. So I couldn't sit here and act like, because I actually got married in my Nike ad once. Like, I had on 3-piece. Like, I had on, what was it, 3-piece? No, I had on a suit. You know what I mean? I had on a hat. It was hip hop theme. Like, I always wanted to have a hip hop theme.
That was a theme, so that makes sense. Sir.
Okay.
Can I finish my point now?
You can, but I would be hypocritical if I didn't say that. This is what I did.
But there was a hip hop theme,
because you didn't know that.
If it's not a hip hop theme and you go to a wedding, that's not hip hop theme. I need you not to show up in your A1s with your suit. A loafers is fine. I can rock with a pair of loafers. I'll give you the pass on a pair of loafers. You want to be Miami Vice with no socks? Go ahead, rock that. Make sure it matches. You look presentable, but it's about how a man presents himself to you. So you have to judge him by how he presents himself, because how he presents himself to you is how he presents himself to the world. And how he talks to you is how he thinks. And once you know how somebody thinks, you'd be like, I'm not fond at all of a man who calls a woman outside of her name. When we get to bitch, hoe, this, that, and the third, in my head, I'm already pumped the brakes. Because as soon as a man calls a woman a bitch, I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, why is this okay? Because me being the petty person I'm in, I'll respond with, your mama's a bitch. How about that?
Right.
Because, the old school edge for us was, do you kiss your mama with a mouth like that? Well, new school is, your mama's a bitch. Because I'm not going to disrespect you. You're not going to disrespect me. I'm not going to disrespect you.
Fighting words.
I'm telling you, you call me outside of what my mom and daddy named me.
No, but what if you? Okay, let me play devil's advocate. What if you're doing bitch-like things? Like, what if you being bitchy at the moment? We call it moody, right? So what if that's happening? And then you're still going to come back with your mama's like, whoa. So you got to be careful with.
At any point you call me up outside of my name, other than what my parents named me, on September 12th, 1983, and put on a birth certificate, and all through school I've been called the same name. The day you call me outside of that, or your pet name for me, be prepared to box.
Yeah, you talk like I don't want no problems. I promise you, I'm a nice guy. I don't subscribe to violence. You just sounding real tough over there. I don't want no problems, Tuffy. I don't.
Listen, you don't want that smoke. You don't want that smoke.
I'm just saying.
Smoke.
I don't want that fire.
I'm not the one. I'm not.
I don't want nothing. But I understand what you're saying, though. You once again, it goes back to my point earlier. Like, you make a person treat you the way that you want to be treated. You hang your fruit up high as possible. There's nothing wrong with it. I promise you, it's not. Hang it high. Hang it high. And put a picture frame around it. Like, work. Like, yeah, Rihanna told y'all just interpreted that song wrong. Work, like work for this. Don't do that. Work. Real live work.
Say they sing Rihanna and you still singing Vanessa Williams. Remake of the Isley Brothers Work to Do.
Let me stop. I can't. Right. I'm probably lost. Like, hey, stop.
Work to do. Oh, you's a hater. You's a big hater. Just because I can hold that note.
Not look, because you sounded like Janet Jackson. Like Janet, you was whispering. Like, you call me a hater. Like, I don't want to smoke, but unless you Mariah, stop. Like, if you really can hit a note, then stop faking your whole life. Anyway, I digress.
Oh Lord, as he was singing Control earlier.
And that's the thing, though, right? Because I know I can't sing, so I sing loud. Most people that think they can sing, they'll try to hold a tone in the low, so to fool you. Like they'll be it'll be above a whisper and just below a talk, and they think that's they lane right there. Me, I know I can't hold water, so I'm gonna be loud with it.
That's why your daughter shakes her head at you sometimes.
And she shakes her head at me all the time.
It's true. She's getting to that stage now.
She be like, my baby be so disgusted with me. Like, that's what I got for a dad. You damn right. That's what you got for a dad.
She's very proud. She loves you a lot. Stop it. Don't do her like that.
That's my heart. That's my heart.
But back to this buying of things now, because in my head, this is the conversation is that, somebody's gonna be like, well, my love language is receiving gifts. Okay, that could be very well true.
Your love language should be get your ass a job, is what your love language should be. Receive a paycheck, right? You receive a paycheck. That's what your love language should be get it your damn self. Because if your love language is receiving gifts, that means what are you giving to get the gift? And whatever it is you're giving to get the gift, if you're giving something, I promise you, is much more valuable than the gift itself.
Preach, Pastor, preach.
Now we ain't gonna pass around no collection plates, right? I keep trying to tell you, like it's valuable. You think that I got the bomb, like okay, could be the bomb, but it's much more valuable than the physicalities of it. You don't get that part. Like I promise you don't. Like once you start to really okay, I ain't even talking to no sexes right now, man, women. I'm just talking to somebody. Once you start to value yourself, your whole style, like recently, like I blame everything on me just turning 50. Look. I blame everything on me turning 50, but what happened was a shift in my life. And then I my value increased because I started to believe I'm worth everything I said I'm going to do. Like I'm worth that. I'm worth the effort. And if anybody wasn't matching with seeing me the way that I saw myself, the way that I value myself, then I didn't have any time for them. So if you if you're not adding, then you subtracting. Like we see them type of memes and things and quotes on throughout all of social media, but you really got to start to live that. Once you start to live that, your life changes. This is not me being cliche. This is not me reading something trying to be doggone deep. I can't be deep. I'm 5'7", but I'm fat, so I wax wide all day long on your ass. But what I'm telling you, value yourself. No matter. We're not perfect people. We all been through some shit. Right? But we're human. That means you're not unless you know Jesus Christ, like physically, like you shook hands, y'all done broke bread together. Like everybody's with sin. If that your initials ain't JC, and I ain't talking about Julio Cesar Chavez, if your initials ain't JC, you didn't sin. We all got shit. But you should still value yourself. Once you start to value yourself, you move so much different. Like everything, like what? Everything and then what people do, they want to say, now you're dismissive. You're right. I am dismissive because you ain't talking about nothing right now. You're talking about bullshit. Value, like this. Okay. I don't want to be a podcast where me and my co-host, we be cute, we joke, we laugh. We got a couple of segments. I want to give people actionable things to do. Like I don't want you to feel like you had a good time. You didn't. I want to give you something to do. I want to give you something real to do that's going to help you, because I can't change your life. I can help you, and my co-host can help you change your life, right? So this is the thing I'm going to give you to do today, right? Just value yourself. Like, matter of fact, overvalue yourself, right? Because there's going to be some days when life's going to put on the shit kickers and kick you dead in your ass. And then you're going to be like, oh, woe is me. I get that, right? So if you overvalue yourself, when you get knocked down by life, you're still high up. But people treat you the way you allow them to treat you. Like, you don't get mad that somebody called you out your name. Don't get mad because people don't like do what they supposed to do or do right by you. You allow this. If they're still in your life, then you're allowing it. If you tell me I can get all I want from you with the bare minimum, what in your rabbit mind make you think that I'm going to go extra and I can just give you a Snicker bar and then you naked? You know what I mean? Because you might have a sweet tooth. You know what I mean? Like, it don't work that way. Like, get some value about yourself. Like, what makes you think that, if I take you out to dinner, you know what I mean? Because you like to be wine and dine, and then, okay, cool, not a problem. Dinner, we want about like $100, right? So you telling me that the most valuable part of yourself is less than $100? Is that what you're telling me? Right? What are we talking about here?
Listen, I remember having this conversation.
I'm not done yet. Oh, what if like you're a sucker for roses, right? I cop you some roses. Oh my God, he's special. He's sensitive. He's a sensitive guy. Really? No, I just know what you like. It's a bare minimum. Whether it be candy, whether it be like Valentine's Day, I promise you, whether it be candy, roses, dinner, whatever it may be. Like, ain't you worth any and all? And I'm not saying, overprice yourself. I'm not saying, over, but what I am saying is just like know your worth and then increase it a little bit. And then you make everybody in your life reach up. That's the only way that you people will start to give you what you expect of them. And you won't be like, having a mimosa party talking about how somebody did you wrong. Whether it's one of your girlfriends, like, oh, that Palmer, like, that bitch ain't shit. She said da-da-da-da-da. Or that dude he ain't nothing either because he da-da-da-da-da. Those conversations will be less and less. And then the conversation will be about growth. Whether you want to change, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or not, the conversation goes from negativity to positivity, quick, fast, and hurry when you hold yourself up in a positive light. But the reason that your doggone conversation is 9 times out of 10 negative because you hold yourself in a negative light. Okay, I'm done now.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Listen, you're gonna stop talking about my endless mimosas on Sunday.
I'm not knocking that, but what I'm saying is, what is the conversation?
The conversation has to change. The conversation does have to change, and it's funny you said that because I remember a conversation my dad and I had. Me buying my parents' house that I grew up in, is interesting in itself. So, there's childhood memories and things like that. But I remember this conversation, we were standing in the kitchen and he must have been, I was at the age where girls started being interested in boys. And so I think his intention was to probe me about what I thought. And so he's like, oh, Karen, your mom said that you like such and such. And I remember without a beat turning to him and I go, Dad, all men are dogs. And he started laughing hysterically. And he kissed me on the forehead and he said, keep that mentality as long as you live. He goes, all men are dogs and they all have a bone and they want to bury it. He goes, don't let them do it. And that was his, like, he used to tease me all the time. He was like, he would be somewhere and he'd be like, watch this. And he'd ask people, he goes, go ask my daughter what she thinks of men. And I would repeat it like verbatim, like all men are dogs. And he was like,
so do you think that's healthy because you're putting men in a box? And like when you say all, that's very inclusive, right?
Right.
You're saying all. So and you have to understand what we learn as kids. We actually start to carry out. We carry that into adulthood, right? So you have to be real. Like, I'm not judging, the way that you were raised. I'm not judging that.
Right.
It's cute story. But what I'm saying is to have that mentality. Like, you might miss the one for you with the presumption that all men are dogs.
True. But as we had a conversation about it. And so he was just like, listen, he goes, because again, I really said it more just for the shock value, because knowing me and my sarcastic ass, I say everything with a straight face and it's funny as fuck. But he was just like, keep that mentality as long as you can. He goes, and his whole thing to me was at that age, even then was, a lot of men think with their small head and not their big head. He goes, a lot of men are going to only because you're pretty, because you're this and you come with your own. because he knew my dad and my mom both have different versions of me. And my mom's like, Karen has had the same straight resting bitch face since she was in kindergarten. My dad's like, she's probably the most driven person I've known since she was probably 14. He's like, her behaviors don't change. He's like, well, she's got, laser focus. So his thing was, because you are how you are, and I get more pleasure buying my own bags, my own shoes, my own car. Me knowing how to do everything for myself, that turns me on about me. Like, damn, you did that shit. Like, then I don't ever have to look at my house and be like, oh, my sugar daddy paid for this. Because in the instance when somebody's paying your way, you got to give up a lot for that. You got to give up your self-esteem. You got to give up your self-respect. You got to give up a lot more than some ass. Like, to a man, it's just ass. But for a woman, it comes with a lot more, because you can be laying in your, $1.4 million home, and really you laid on your back to get it. Yeah, it was easy. But at what cost was it really? Like, you traded out a lot for a $1.4 million house when you could have got a hustle and done it yourself, and maybe even done it quicker. And wouldn't even had to lay there and fake it.
Okay. So, right. So, but if you have to, right, let's flip this coin back over, because this coin been flipped a couple of times throughout the podcast. But if you, and that goes what I said earlier, like, if you got to believe that, use what you got to get what you want, then stop. I said it earlier. I'm going to say the exact words again. Stop fucking eye level and start fucking high level. It's just real simple. If you think that's, like, I'm not knocking no hustle, how you got to get through to whatever it is that you got to get through. If you got to believe, and then this is what me and Karen may differ at, right? If you believe this is the only thing I got going for me, okay, cool. Then you maximize that. You put a high value on it, right? And what I mean by that, it shouldn't be a material thing that I'm fucking for a bag, I'm fucking for shoes, I'm fucking for a house, I'm fucking for a cell phone, I'm fucking for a bag of weed. Like, okay, if you're going to fuck for those things, fuck for the knowledge of how to get those things. So you're not continuously fucking. Because what happened, Father, time is going to creep up on you. You know what I mean? You're going to get older. You're going to gain some weight. And you're not, the dime that you once were when you was fucking for all these things. And you wonder why your phone don't ring as much as it used to, right? But you got to keep in mind, those bills are still getting paid. And you're like, oh my God, my sugar daddy ain't calling because he got a new sweet tooth. Body's a little tighter. You know what I mean? She a little cuter. Stomach a way lot flatter. So if you believe in your heart, you got to fuck with those things. Don't fuck with the things. Fuck for the knowledge. That's another life hack. Like, I promise you, on this podcast, we don't judge. How you got to get through life, how whatever, because we're not walking in your shoes, right? Because I got a little age on me. And then my co-host is open-minded enough to give you game. Like, you, right about now, so much that has some, like, I don't know if you stayed with us long throughout, it'd have been to your benefit that you did, but somebody should have a pen and pad out right about now. I promise you, because we're giving you enough to be like, let me make this adjustment in my life. And we're not acting holier than thou. We're not. Because I promise you, I got shit with me. I promise you. My co-host got shit with her non-singing ass. I promise you. But stop, and then you get up. It's old saying, right? Like, who's really the chick? Because the female lay down first, but she's last to get up. And the same thing with a dude. Like, I'm not going to make this like a woman thing, dudes. Like, come on, man. Like, you could, and get with a female that you can build with. Like, I know that she look good, right? I know that lips popping. I know the ass is fat. I promise you, once they say that they let us back out, like we all on house arrest, right? When they let us back out, and it's going to be the summertime, the skirt's going to be really short, the legs, because people are going to get beautified. That's that. Like, I promise you, they're going to get beautified. Guys, do me a favor. As great as it look to you, like, it's cool. I'm not knocking it, but at least in your attempt to conquer, learn something about the way, because the person you're attempting to conquer, you yourself, dudes, is now reaching for low hanging fruit because you're putting her pussy on a pedestal. Whereas she probably got a business plan, but don't have the financial backing to get this business plan off the ground. And you may be connected to some JVs or people that is willing to do a JV to get like, okay, I'm investing in you, or some angel investors. Like, you can be that connector. But only thing you're looking at is the ass. Just, like, you got options, man. Like, make it happen, people. Like, make it happen. You got options, so you really need to make it happen.
Facts. Well, listeners, we have appreciated you for rocking with us. We know we went all in. I have a lot more to say, but I'm going to put a pin in it. We're going to keep on moving. You will be very thrilled with whatever the next podcast is going to be about, I'm sure, because that's what we do. So I want to thank you, DK. Thank the people.
People, thank you. Thank you, people.
For rocking with us this last hour. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to listen to us while you went about your life and listened about love. And of course, your courtship today. But this is where we close it out with Mr. DK Walker. You go give us one last jewel and we going out.
Yeah, true.
This is the Daily Love Jones with DK Walker.
Thank you. Woo-hoo. You gotta love it. She get it so right because I pay her to say that good shit. I pay her to say that. I do. I check your cash app, $5 in there. Appreciate that.
$5 every episode.
Right. Do us a favor before I continue to wax wide. We need reviews, so do us a favor, like, because we haven't been asking for that. I think this is the first podcast that we're asking for that. Like, once you listen, if you found value or you didn't find, I don't care what you, just leave a review, right? Wherever you listen, whatever form that you listen to the podcast on, leave a review, please. Greatly appreciate that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't got too much to say. I think I spit a lot of jewels throughout the podcast. I really do. But one slight small nugget that I'm going to leave everybody with, like, safe to say that courtship is definitely dead and the DMs is reigning supreme. But one thing that trumps that is change. Like, whatever the new norm is going to be because of whatever the circumstance is, keep in mind that you can control that narrative. Like, if the DMs is the new courtship, ladies, keep in mind that you can control that narrative. Fellas, keep in mind that you can control that narrative. Like, if you feel a need to send, a picture of yourself, then you controlling that narrative is low. I'm not knocking a hustle, but it's just like where you're going to with that. Once again, you're reaching for lower hanging fruit. And ladies, like, a lot of things that you accept in your life that you don't have to. And no matter that, if your girlfriends are doing it, the whole nine, so it's nice to, like, I see a lot of women, queen this and queen that. It's cute. Like, I promise you that, but it's cute. Like, let your actions match that. If you believe yourself to be a queen, right, then your actions should match that. So your actions need to dictate to, you're grooming them. You're not teaching him anything, but you're grooming him. You're grooming him. This is the way I want to be treated. This is the way I want to be loved. This is the way I want to be respected. This is the way, like all things, this is the way you're going to love me physically, right? This is what you're going to do. I'm not changing you, but I'm letting you know going in, this is what I expect. Like, I don't know what the new courtship is, right? But the one that I grew up on, because I'm old, is dead. Not a problem. It's not coming back. You can go ahead and put the doggone things that hit you with the shock joints. You can put them away. Not a problem. It's not. You can, the mouth. Don't give it mouth. It ain't coming back. So whatever the new courtship is, just make sure that you control the narrative of it and get everything from that you can. Like, I promise you, your life will change. Value yourself high as possible. Control your narrative. Two things: value high. Control your narrative, and don't let emotions bombard and mess up either or. This is DK Walker, the lovable asshole, for my co-host,
the thorny chick, KK.
See, you was drinking and eating. See, what was you doing?
I was drinking.
Yeah, and you probably think, he gonna talk forever. He gonna talk forever. I'm not. I've been talking forever this whole podcast.
I was trying to get those sips down.
Exactly, right? Like, we've been on for almost an hour and a half, so you might hear us. Yeah, I promise you, I got the. I'm surprised I ain't burped because I'm known to be drinking the sparkling water throughout the whole podcast. But long story short, man, we appreciate y'all tenfold for taking the time out of your busy life to listen to us. Whether you're commuting, you at home with the kids, and you got one earbud in, it doesn't matter. Thank you. We appreciate you rocking with us. Do us a huge favor and leave us a review. We will be back next week. That's a promise. By the way, well, if God grants us life, we'll be back next week for sure.
Say if the creek don't rise, we will be here. You will definitely be here next week, Wednesday, with us. This is the Love Is Podcast. Signing out.
Peace.
This episode of the Love Is Podcast has ended. But please be sure to subscribe for more great content on sex, entrepreneurship, life, love, and how to get through the BS of it all. And don't forget to rate and leave a review so we can continue to bring more of that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and, dare I say, the lovable a-hole, Mr. DK Walker. See you on the next podcast.